Time magazine announced their person of the year, and you won't believe who it is. Because it's AI. In this Time post they put out Thursday, Time writes, 2025 was the year when AI's full potential roared into view, and when it became clear that there will be no turning back. For delivering the age of thinking machines, for wowing and worrying humanity, for transforming the present and transcending the possible, the architects of AI are Time's 2025 Person of the Year. And this is the cover of their magazine. It is a recreation of a very famous photograph featuring what they call AI pioneers. We've got the likes of Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, which is the CEO of Nvidia, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, and more. So first up, what is Time's Person of the Year? And according to Wikipedia, it's an annual issue of the American News magazine featuring a person, group, idea, or object that, quote, which is from a book, for better or for worse, has done the most to influence the events of the year. This is definitely something because Time magazine has actually featured Hitler many times as the Person of the Year, not just once. Going back to the painting on the magazine, it's a bit interesting because, it features, again, Elon Musk and Sam Altman. Elon Musk did sue Sam Altman in 2024. Sam Altman also has essay charges against him, and people aren't happy about the photo recreation. Here we have Twitter user Power to the People writing, Time copied this iconic photo of the workers who built our cities to crown the tech billionaires who are using AI to decimate and destroy the working class. And this is the photo in question that was being recreated. So the photo is titled Lunch Atop a Skyscraper, and it's a staged photo of ironworkers sitting on top of a steel beam during the construction of the Rockefeller Center. The original photographer is unknown, and most of the people sitting on the beam that were photographed is also unknown. But according to History.com, 2 of the people that is featured were Joseph Eckner and Joe Curtis. The only 2 of the 11 that has been 100% identified so far. And if you do look closely at the photo, we have this Twitter user saying they also used AI to upscale the original photo and it looks like garbage. So here we have the original photo in question. And again, because multiple photographers were present during the photo shoot, because it was like a stage thing to promote the Rockefeller Center, the original photographer isn't known amongst the multiple that were present. But yeah, here is the AI upscale, and ooh, what happened over here? Ooh, the building's looking mad crunchy. And other people like Jeff Ewing writes, this is genuinely so offensive, recreating a famous photo of workers with the enemy of workers. Again, the AI CEO conglomerate chilling up here. Another Twitter user, Neil Turkowitz, writes, shame on you, Time, for buying into and promoting Silicon Valley's hype about AI inevitability, and hence the futility of resistance. You are celebrating the impoverishment of humanity and the erosion of agency. I hope you are proud of yourselves. You shouldn't be. And interestingly is following this magazine is also an article about the pioneers of AI. And the article is interesting. So it hypes up the big achievements of AI and cites new AI developments and Trump's policies on AI, including a multi-year $500 billion Stargate initiative set to build new data centers for AI to train. It also highlights AI concerns like how people want safer policies around AI, and highlights the fact that big companies like Google, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft are planning to spend $370 billion to build data centers this year, with just one of those data centers having the power requirement of Lower Manhattan, which is wild. And this is a quote from the magazine's article, but it says, Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, estimates that AI could drive unemployment as high as 20% in the next 1 to 5 years. Also, what was really weird about this article was this whole article, for the most part, was shilling AI, being like, yeah, look at these AI pioneers and what they did and how much money they spent. They would juxtapose a chunk of the article, paragraphs, and then they would have some photos of people who were affected by AI. One of the photos being a 66-year-old man who prefers the companion of AI to actual relationships. And trigger warning for life ending. This is a tweet by user Martha Lincoln who writes, extreme cognitive dissonance for Time to cast the architects of AI as the Person of the Year, alongside coverage of families whose children committed self-exit after harmful interactions with ChatGPT. And that was featuring a photograph of Maria and Matthew Rain, the parents of Adam Rain, a 16-year-old who died by self-exit after forming a deep bond with ChatGPT. He first started using it for homework help, and then because ChatGPT was so self-soothing in terms of reassuring you, he shared his self-ideations with ChatGPT, and it was encouraging him. And in the bottom, it says, OpenAI wrote in a legal filing that Adam's death was due to his misuse of the product. End of trigger warning. And then, More Perfect Union on Twitter noted, Mark Benioff, co-founder and CEO of Salesforce and huge promoter of AI, owns Time. And that's true, because Mark bought Time magazine in 2018. And according to the New York Times, he paid $190 million for it. So there's that. Again, people are really unhappy about both things, about the recreation of the original photograph with AI and about AI being featured as the person of the year in general. And it is definitely really interesting to think about because people on social media are highlighting, well, person of the year again just goes to people or a person who has made the most impact, good or bad, in society. And I do think this is very interesting to debate because under Martha's post, somebody writes, Time person of the year isn't supposed to be some sort of super awesome, great, you can never do anything wrong. It is the most impactful, important, or talked about person. And no doubt AI has checked off that list. And Martha adds, you and everyone else in the comments are dead wrong about this. Whatever Times editors say, the person of the year is a quasi endorsement. That is why it is not being given to an impactful figure like Charlie Kirk, Luigi Mangione, or Jeffrey Epstein. And I do think that is a good point to make, right? Because all three figures are highly controversial and hotly debated across social media and the world in general. But the Time Magazine of the Year award was given to AI and the AI innovators. I'm curious about your thoughts, but I personally do think that no matter what, it is in some potential way, shape, or form an endorsement, right? Because this is your magazine that is used as a statement, and whomever you feature as the person of the year is inexplicably going to somewhat receive a social endorsement from you guys. Like, people will just view it that way. I'm just curious about your thoughts. And to wrap this up with companies and doing their AI shenanigans, Coca-Cola is back at it again. We have this tweet from Twitter user Stars Reed writing, why is Coca-Cola putting AI slop on my For You page? What am I even looking at? Maybe this is like a specific targeted ad to some users, but clearly they haven't learned after their previous AI controversy and fiasco. Because they have a giga AI generated video of Santa eating Christmas meals like sashimi in the shape of a wreath and porridge with a really flat AI generated Coca-Cola bottle on the side that somehow is like a different height in every single still of the video. Very interesting. After they deleted their other AI video, because I guess faking a work in progress for an AI video and then getting called out by everyone because it's not a real work in progress, maybe that's something. It's just getting more and more sad, man. Support real artists, support actual artists. These companies just make me sad, man. So, anyways, don't send hate to any parties involved. Buy from real artists. If you can't, like their posts at least, you know, give them some support. So anyways, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Thank you for bearing with me with my ever-changing background as I am traveling. I promise it will be settled down soon. I'll be back in the US in a couple days. Dang, I didn't realize I'm going to be back so soon. Darn. Anyways, check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I have a coffee with free resources. I'm trying to get my Instagram to 100K, and I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.